everyone, I'm Rhonda and welcome to my home. I am so grateful for you guys to be joining me today. As you can see, we are going to be spending some time here in my kitchen because I am going to be decluttering this area and hopefully organizing it just a little bit better. Over the past year, I have actually been decluttering my entire home, and I've actually been putting off the kitchen the most, partly because it is such a big area and we have so many cabinets and so many drawers to go through. But you know what? It's a new year. I'm feeling invigorated. I'm feeling motivated to finally take on this big project. Now, around the end of last year and in some of my Clean With Me videos, I did pick one drawer or one cabinet occasionally to go through just to quickly declutter. So some of these cabinets and drawers have actually already been somewhat decluttered, but that brings me to my first tip, and that is if you don't have a whole lot of time to declutter an entire area, or maybe you're just feeling overwhelmed and don't know where to begin, I would say pick one drawer or one cabinet and quickly go through it and see what you can declutter and try and organize it the best you can in that moment. And you are going to be surprised how quickly you can finish that one small project, and it will hopefully motivate you to even move on to another drawer or another cabinet. But for me, I'm going to, like I said, clean this entire area today and hopefully organize it a little bit better. Now, I am going to warn you that I am not a minimalist by any means. You may see me keep things that I may already have multiples of, and I'm here to tell you that is okay. If you have the space to keep several like items, if you use them, then that's fine. Don't stress out thinking there's some rule of how many pots you have to have or how many plates you need to have. If you have the space and you use them, keep them. So as I'm decluttering this area, I am going to have two containers, one for anything I plan to donate or give away, and then I'm going to have another container for things that I want my husband's opinion on. I may want to get rid of it because I think we won't use it or are not using it, but I think he might still want it. So I'm going to put all those things in that box for him to make that final decision on. And then of course I'm going to have a trash bag for anything that just needs to go in the garbage. And then finally, I am going to keep a pad of paper and a pen near me so that if I come across items that need to eventually be replaced, for example, my cookie sheets, they are all rusted and are on their last leg, I can write those things down and then take that piece of paper and put it in my purse so that when I'm out and about, I can look for sales and replace those items as I can afford to do so. But before we begin, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And then finally, comment below and introduce yourself. Maybe share some tips or tricks that you have when it comes to decluttering and organizing. And also let me know what that one room is that you put off the most when it comes to decluttering your home. Okay, let's go. So I'm going to start with this drawer, which has all of our kitchen rags and towels, and then I'm going to move on to this drawer, which has all of our little oven mitts and trivets, and there's some miscellaneous items in here too that needs to be either decluttered or moved to another area. I just finished decluttering those two drawers, and it took a little over 5 minutes to declutter 2 drawers in my kitchen. I realized that those drawers were kind of a smaller area to do and something easy to declutter. And that brings me to my next tip for you guys, and that is to start small. Find an area that maybe doesn't have a whole lot going on that you can quickly go through, because those smaller jobs can help motivate you move on to a bigger job. Now, before we move on to one of those bigger jobs, let me show you what I got rid of. Starting with the towels, these 3 over here were actually my husband's before I even met him, so they are at least 12 years old. And then these 2 black ones are just falling apart. So we have plenty of kitchen towels, and I'm just going to declutter those 5. In the drawer with the oven mitts and the trivets, I'm going to go ahead and declutter these 3 oven mitts because I had 5 and I don't need that many. So we're gonna pass on these. And with these gloves, my husband bought these for me a while back for me to use when I am using knives because sometimes I do cut my fingers, but I never use them. So I'm going to go ahead and pass those on. And these items were things that were in the drawer that don't belong, and that includes a sandwich cutter, a cookie cutter that I've used once in the past 4 years, and then these silicone cupcake liners that I rarely use. So what I might do is rather than put them where they belong, I'm gonna go ahead and declutter these as well. Next, I need to move on to one of the 2 bigger areas. In here, we just keep a lot of our medium-sized to smaller appliances like the blenders, the stand mixers, the crock pots, and so forth. So I'm going to move all this out and clean the inside. Who needs 4 crock pots? Apparently we think we do. I think this is going to be one of those situations where I'm going to decide to keep 2 and then place 2 in the David decides pile, because personally I think we only need 2. We don't need these other 2, but I know that he uses some of these, so I think I'm gonna let him decide on these other ones. Does your cabinet look like this? I have no words, it's so messy in here. The reason why it looks like this is because I don't have any organization in here. It's really just throw it in there and hopefully it fits. So what I'm gonna do is things I'm going to keep, I'm gonna try and organize it a little bit better. I did buy a few things off of Amazon and something at Aldi's that I'm gonna try out. I was influenced a little bit, but just know that it's not gonna be Pinterest pretty with everything in its own little container. I'm not that organized, and there's nothing against that at all if that is what you are into and what works for you. For me, it doesn't always work, especially I don't think it's gonna work with this area. So like I said, I did buy a few things, so we're gonna try it out. Hopefully it works. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this cleaned out. So this past week when I was at Aldi doing grocery shopping, they had this 2-tiered little drawer mesh container system for, I want to say it was $14.99 or $16.99, but I did pick one up because I thought it would be perfect for this little under the sink area, which I'm gonna try out. If this works out, I may go see if I can get a couple of more for some other sinks in our house, because $14.99 or $16.99, that's a great deal. These sell for a lot more on Amazon. So in this top drawer, I have all of the air fresheners and disinfectants, and then we have a couple of just Glade air fresheners, and then the fabric freshener. So that's going to go in this top one. This bottom tier is our garbage bags. I may go ahead and put this one on this top shelf just because there's not a whole lot of room down here. But I think this is gonna work. It just slides out pretty easily and there's still a little bit of space. So I think this is gonna work. I'm very excited about this. And I definitely think I'm gonna go see if I can find another one of these. On this side, I do have some clear plastic drawers that are from Amazon. I have two different sizes. I have a smaller size and then a larger size. On this bottom one, I put all of our little dishwasher pods. This middle one has all of our scrub daddies. And then this top one has our little sponges that we use. And here on top, I put our little sink attachments. I'm not gonna label them because I can just look in there and see exactly what's in there. Starting on the right side, I'm really happy with these little clear drawers that I picked up. I think they're going to work perfect for just all of our little loose items that we have here in the cabinet. Next to it, I have just the dishwashing things that we need. I just put it right next to it so it's easy access. Behind there are some other cleaning products that we just don't use maybe once or twice a year, so I just kept them in the bag. It's no trouble just to bring them out when I need them. Here in the center, I picked up two ladder tiered shelves from Dollar Tree, and it's going to work perfect for what everyday cleaning products I use. There's 3 levels and I can see what I need. In the back are just floor cleaners, in the center are just stainless steel cleaners, glass cleaner, and the hand soap refill. And then up front are all of my everyday surface cleaners. So I'm really happy with these, and it was an inexpensive find. And then on this other side are things that we may access more too. Then as I mentioned, in these drawers are just things for the garbage. But I think this is going to work for us. I think this looks so much better. I'm so excited because my 2 problem areas and 2 big areas is done, and that is under the sink and the cabinets under that center island. With those 2 big jobs done, it's time for me to move on to the rest of the cabinets. And let me turn the camera around so I can show you exactly what I'm doing next. Now above my microwave and oven, I have a cabinet that has a lot of miscellaneous items like extra pans and just Hostess stuff. So I'm gonna go through this and see what needs to be decluttered. I'm also going to see if I need to move it to another spot, because some of this I think I can put somewhere else with some other like items. Okay, so everything is pulled out of that top cabinet, and I think we can definitely declutter some of this so that we have more space up there. For example, this roasting pan I've never used and actually didn't realize we had one. So this is gonna go, and then I'm also going to move some things around to see if I can fit things more organized and neatly up there. That bottom drawer, I have all of my cookie sheets, and I know for a fact these all need to be replaced eventually. So I got out my pad and my pen, and I'm gonna write down the sizes that I need so I can keep an eye out for those. Okay, in this cabinet, believe it or not, it has already been decluttered. When I said that if you have the space to have multiples of some things. That's okay. And this is one of those situations because we have a lot of glass drinking glasses up top that we do use during the holidays for just family coming over. And then underneath that we have a lot of wine glasses and little shot glasses. Do we need this many? No, but we do have company. We might have parties where we would need more. So we're gonna keep that as is. And then the coffee mugs, I use this coffee mug every day. So I never use these, but my husband does. And also my youngest daughter likes to drink hot chocolate. So we have some little coffee mugs for her. And then under here, my husband keeps his coffee things here. I'm not gonna mess too much with that, but I'm gonna quickly kind of pick through this, but I don't think I'm going to declutter too much in here. So I added a few more things to our declutter pile to donate, and that's these little 3 coffee mugs, but we are actually running out of space in this little box, so I'm just gonna make a little pile over here on the side, and then I will figure out another container for them. But so far I'm very happy with what I'm getting rid of. This last top cabinet that we're gonna go through today is where I keep all of my glass containers. I don't think we need this many. I know that I have had some of these for 15 years probably, so I think it's time to kind of whittle this down a little bit and just keep a few that I know that I like to use. Here I have my baking dishes as well as some casserole dishes. I'm really not sure how much I can declutter here, but I will absolutely try to make this look a little nicer and more organized. For the next couple of cabinets, we're gonna do the pots and then mixing bowls and just some other miscellaneous items. was looking for this. Let's start at this top shelf. I just put some mixing bowls up there, as well as some extra containers, and then the larger strainers. And then on the bottom, we have some mixing bowls that we do use, so we're gonna keep those. The bowls in the back are actually serving dishes that we usually use around Christmas time or anytime we have parties. So I'm gonna put those in the back since we don't use them that often. And then I got these two cast iron pots for Christmas, and I really did not have a place for them because they're so big and bulky. Since we have this space now, I decided to use this area for overflow, and that way I have easy access to them too. Okay, all we have left to do is go through these drawers and just try to get rid of as much as possible. Some of them are, a lot of it's junk, so it's gonna be pretty easy to do. So I'm gonna quickly go through these. I do have a couple of organization pieces that I want to implement, and I'll check in when I get there. These little containers I got from Dollar Tree, and this longer one is the one where I put these little silicone caps that go on the top of Coke cans just to keep them fresh in the refrigerator. Also put these little dressing containers that I like to keep in this drawer. I also have a smaller one inside of it in case I need that one. But I put those over here, and then in this one I put all of our little chip clips. The little extra spoons are going in the center one, and anything else that needs to go in here will go here. There's room for growth. And then all these little lids that we have are gonna go in here. On this side, I didn't have a long container that fit this size straw, so I'm just gonna leave them loose on this side over here. I think it'll be okay, but I really like how this turned out. I like this little system. I think it's gonna work great for my family. I bought these spring dividers off Amazon, and I'll link it below in case you're interested. But this is mostly my husband's grilling things. So I put the tongs and the spatula here. These are actually baking. I'm gonna leave them here for now, but this is my baking thermometers. And then these are for when we roast marshmallows outside. So I'm gonna leave those there with, I'm not sure if I'm gonna put this in Ask David pile because I don't use this. We'll just set this aside for him. And then over here, we just have these little silicone thingamajigs. So I don't know if we need all these, but I'll have David take a look at this drawer and see if he can declutter any. But this is looking much better and a lot more organized. This drawer is a mess. This is just all of my baking and cooking utensils. So let me see what I can do with this drawer. for this drawer, I bought an organizer that actually didn't fit, so I'm gonna have to send it back. But I think these little dividers are gonna work. I just put anything that has to do with stirring over here, measuring here in the center with my can opener, and then miscellaneous items over here. So I think this looks a lot better, and I was able to declutter quite a bit. For this silverware drawer, I bought this bamboo expanding divider just because the other plastic one kept going back and forth. This one is doing it too, but it's not as bad. So we're gonna try it out and see how it works. And also I think this looks much neater. I do think that I'm going to get some kind of container to put back here. My children like to eat with chopsticks sometimes, and they fit better back there. And then I like to keep a couple of little syringes. So I think I need to go to the dollar store and just get one long container to put back there to fit all those things. This is what I call my danger drawer, just because it has all the extra knives. A lot of it we don't need. So I think I'm going to use what's left of the spring dividers in here once I declutter some of this, just to make it look a little more organized. But let's go ahead and dig in. Here it is. It's looking much better. Still dangerous. But over here I kept some knives. I don't know that we need them, but we have the space. So I went ahead and held on to those knives, and then these over here, as well as some utility scissors. And then over here we have our pizza cutter and the potato peeler, as well as some little pie and cake servers. So this is looking much better, a lot more organized, and I'm happy with it. All right, I am down to my last 4 drawers, and then we are done in here. These 4 drawers are all kind of like a junk drawer, so I'm just gonna do these super quick. Done. I am so excited to cross this big project off of my declutter to-do list. I am standing in front of my huge donation pile, and it feels good to just purge a lot of the stuff that we just weren't using. In just a moment, I'm going to show you a final overview of everything that we did today. But before I do that, I do want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope by watching today's video that you were motivated and maybe inspired to tackle your next declutter project. If you are, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.